welcome back to my channel. Now, steamed meals is something that I am still definitely experimenting with. They are tricky, they're not as easy, and it's difficult to get everything to cook at the same time. So today I'm going to show you a way of making a gorgeous Chinese style dinner. We're going to have some chicken breasts. We're also going to be using some nice veggies in this, and then serving it with some noodles. Going to create a gorgeous sauce. To keep it easy, we're actually going to use a shop bought sauce. So hopefully this is something you can easily recreate at home. I really hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, hit the like button. And don't forget, if you're new here, then please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in more recipes for the Ninja 15-in-1. And let's start cooking. I've got my Ninja on sear and saute. You don't have to use sesame oil, but I love the flavour of this. It's really good for stir fry. It's got a nice nuttiness to it. It's going to use a tiny bit because it does have a lot of calories, unfortunately. So just a little bit of that. I'm just going to let that heat up, and then we can put our veggies in. So just want to saute the veg just to start softening it. I've got some carrots, and I've just sliced these up into small little batons, and we've got the same with the peppers, and then the broccoli is in tiny little florets. It's just going to help it to cook quicker and easier. I don't mind a little bit of bite to my vegetables, but I don't really want them super crunchy in this sort of dish. I've also got my rack ready because we're going to be using that in a while. Right, I can hear that sizzling. Let's get the veg in. I've got 2 large chicken breasts here, and we want to add a little bit of oil onto those as well, just so I don't have to use too much. I'm gonna get my brush, and I'm gonna use my brush just to brush those over. Now I'm going to be using the probe today, and if you've seen my other videos telling you about using the probe, you'll know that it needs to go in the thick end of the chicken breast. So that end is thicker, and then this end is also thicker. We've got 1 probe, so I will literally insert it probably into the one that looks the biggest, probably this one, and we'll just make sure that that is then fully cooked. Now with my steamed meals I've done before, I've never really introduced the probe into those meals. And I don't really know why I haven't. So, you know, this is going to be a new way of cooking a steamed meal. I think I've been kind of obsessed with steamed meals, being that everything has to cook at the exact same time, and it has to all be in one pot and be in there, say, for like 15 minutes, all done. So this is a little bit of a variation on that. I'm going to turn down the sear and saute slightly because that is a little bit too high. So I'm just going to keep them moving because we don't want really much colour on them. We just want to soften them. Because this is a Chinese style dinner, I'm going to use some Chinese 5 spice, and I'm going to use that to season my chicken. It's going to have loads of flavour. Chinese 5 spice is actually star anise, cinnamon, fennel seeds, black pepper and cloves. It probably does vary, to be honest, depending on the one that you buy, but this one was just one from Asda. It's taken forever to come out. Blimey. Talk about making it hard work. You can use whatever veg you like in here. If you want to put in some bean sprouts, that would be lovely. Anything you've got left over in your fridge really is good. And again, with the sauce that you use, you can use whichever sort of Chinese style sauce you want. So that could be black bean, you can make it more like a chow mein. We are going to be putting noodles into this, so whatever you feel goes nice with noodles, then use it. Great, I'm happy with the softness of the veg there, so I'm going to stop the sear and saute, and into that I'm going to add my Chinese style sauce, and I've got around 300 millilitres here. And I'm just going to literally wash this out with a little bit of extra water just to loosen it. There you go. Give that veg a stir. The smell is beautiful. Now I can lower down my rack, and that's got my chicken sitting on top. I've had a few people lately ask me about the probe. So it is located on the right hand side. You just literally press in the side here, just on here, and this is your probe inside. It's one of those things that people don't even realise they've got, and they think they have to purchase it separately. But you don't, which is great. Take the stopper out of the lid. So now this can be inserted just in here where that came out of. And now what I want to do is get this into the thickest part of the chicken, just here. You want that to run nice and horizontally in that chicken breast. Right, so just giving my hands a wash after touching that. As you can see, it comes up here with your preset or manual options, but we're going over to the middle because we're going to be using steam meals. But as you can see, it still shows up here that you can use that. So what we want to do with this is that we want to go with the preset. We want to go with chicken, and we want our chicken well done. Reason for using the probe is that we can get that chicken out as soon as it's cooked, and we can rest it. Then we can continue with the rest of the recipe. That way, I'm not gonna get over to cooked chicken, because I've made that mistake before. Never again. So let's press start. And remember, when you're steaming, you don't have to worry about the vent up above. That is literally for pressure cooking only. And again, that's something that I've recently found out. So yeah, let's go. This is what your Ninja's gonna look like at this stage. This is just preheating, so this is just building up that steam inside. Now we haven't got any hot liquid in here, so it is gonna take that a bit longer because we're using that Chinese style sauce. It's a little bit noisy, but you can see here that our target temperature is 75 for the chicken, and we're currently at 16, going up to 17, so it shouldn't take too long at all. So the Ninja has literally just ended, so that is telling me that my chicken is cooked. So let's have a little look at that. The veggies are bubbling away in that sauce. Let me get that chicken out and let's get that rested. Now, this very much depends on what noodles you're using. I'm using some rice noodles here, and I have cooked those, so they're pretty much cooked. They're not going to need a lot longer. Some noodles you can use straight to wok ones. I have to use these because I'm gluten free, so that's why I'm using rice noodles. But literally just stir those into your sauce. And how quick is that? You've literally got your veggies there with your noodles, and then we're resting the chicken. Give that a few moments and we can slice the chicken and serve this on top. Now you can put this onto sear and saute just to make sure your noodles are then cooked through. If you've got noodles that are straight to wok noodles, then they should only take a few minutes. Right, let's open up this chicken. Now this has been rested. Of course, you don't have to do what I did and have a thick end and a thinner end. If you like your chicken cooked, absolutely perfectly. Oh, look at the juice coming out of that. Can you see that? Look at the juice running out on my knife. Look at that. Looks really juicy and succulent still. So yeah, you could bash your chicken out to even out so that it cooks all at the same time. It's just whatever you've got time for. And the idea of this, oh, lovely, is that it cooks quickly, and that's what we want, isn't it? So this looks good. Just gonna slice this up, and I can lay this on top of those gorgeous Chinese noodles. And of course, this has got the 5 spice on it. Should we have a little taste? Should we be a bit naughty? Let's grab a bit. Oh yeah, it tastes good, I'm telling you. This one's a slightly thicker one. So juicy, so nice. So pleased with this. Because if you don't use the probe, then I think steam meals is just guesswork, isn't it? And I think some things are more forgiving than others. Chicken breast is really not forgiving. If you look at this end, the thin end, it's definitely a lot drier. Don't get me wrong, it's not overdone, it's still lovely, still very much edible. No complaints there whatsoever. But this end is definitely a lot juicier because it's the thicker end. So yeah, this is definitely the way to go. Right, let's dish up a portion of this loveliness, shall we? I'm gonna make a mess. You know I always make a mess, especially with noodles. Oh, get that in the bowl. Look how delicious this is. Glossy. I've spilled a bit. Veg is nice and soft. Noodles are nice and glossy. And we can put that chicken breast right on top. Now I think that looks a really great steamed meal. I've added a few sesame seeds. Of course, you could add some spring onions or whatever you like, but this looks pretty damn good. For a one pot dinner, took literally no time at all. This is such a success. I highly recommend you try making this. I almost forgot to finish off the video and have a quick chat with you. Really enjoyed that dinner. Super quick, super easy, perfect midweek meal, and really nice to get that sort of Chinesey flavour. The idea to me of steamed meals is making our lives easier, and this certainly did. One thing I wanted to discuss though was the texture. Now that chicken, as you saw, when I pushed down on it, it was moist. The one thing my husband did mention was the texture. He seemed to think that the texture, having steamed the chicken, was a bit different to what he was expecting. Let me know if you found this, what you think to it, and whether you are still putting chicken breasts in there like that. Really interested for anyone's feedback. Love receiving all of your comments because it helps us all to learn. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here, and I hope to see you next time for another video. Thank you for watching.